problems faster, more accurately, more professionally, and if I tried it with something like this, I'd be fired. Well, let's revisit that and talk about a couple of things that I think some of you missed, and some of the things that I've learned from the comments about how a tick stick really is wonderful in a particular situation that maybe some of you didn't think about before you posted your comment. So to the comments and my criticism of maybe you should have waited before you posted, maybe I should have done a better job of setting up the problem I was solving. Because a lot of you said, hey Scott, you could take popsicle sticks or pieces of door skin or any other, wooden strips and hot glue them together in order to create the shape, like this. And you know what? You're right. Granite countertop guys, floor tile guys, linoleum guys, fill in the blank. That is a good way to do it. It takes a little time, but it works great. Some of you said, hey, I do the same thing, and if I took the time that would have taken, I would be fired. You can do it with paper and tape. You know what? You're right. You can take little bits of cardstock of any kind, couple it with cardboard, and you can do it. And it takes a while. Probably half a dozen of you said you could 3D print that, you can model that with some sort of a laser scanner or take a picture with your phone and digitize it, and yes, maybe, but we don't all have that. And to do that means that you go to the site, you do your digital magic, and then you go back to your CNC cutter or whatever it is to create the initial test piece, and then bring it back and fit. So for that combination of reasons, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the back out. Because on a two-dimensional shape, yes, use paper, use door skins, whatever you want, use a tick stick. But when you're in the middle of space, when you're in the hull of a boat, when you're in a fireplace opening, when you are in an impossible situation where you don't have the substrate, let me show you how a tick stick makes the difference. So I could do this with a jigsaw, but it would take pretty much until sunset. So I like to put a skill saw to work whenever I can. And now the jigsaw. But we're not there yet. So this is a scenario that I should have described better in the video. You have an opening. There's no back. You're not on the floor. You're not on a countertop. You are in three-dimensional, poorly defined space. It gets really hard to do this, okay? It gets really hard to do this. All of these things get trickier. And yes, the tick stick needs some support back here, but not as much as you would need if you were needing to do it with cardstock or door skins, like this. So what I've done here is I've rigged up on the bench a platform to support my storyboard. And that's what I did on that fireplace project too. I don't remember exactly how. I think I had a chunk of a glue lamb beam that I set in there and screwed a piece of plywood. I don't know. You got to put something back there, but with a tick stick, it doesn't have to be much. Just enough to take your wiggle stick, your tick stick, and let me just throw this out. One of the questions that came up was, how do you know what angle? The angle doesn't make any difference at all. This stick can be anywhere, as long as it holds steady. And by the way, one guy said, I drill holes in there to put a scratch-awl point in. That's a great idea. But the angle doesn't matter. One. This one, I can come down, I can cross the other one, I can come up like this. The angle is irrelevant. But I have to say, it's a good question. But you see now that a tick stick becomes irreplaceable in a three-dimensional and poorly defined